Welcome back to the Whiskey Chronicles. On this episode, Justin and Kevin visit the Newman family farm with host of the Brothers Bond podcast, Matt and Mark Newman. We hope you enjoy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the new podcast. It's a Brothers Bond. You can find it on Brothers Bondage, which could be taken in several different ways.
But it's about
friendship, but really
growing up together, good life.
Yeah, but it's funny because when we came up with it, I actually had somebody reach out to me and they didn't know. They're like, either you really like your brother or you're tying people up, And I was like, well, you can. It was already used. A Brothers Bond. The user name was already used
on Instagram.
Yeah, so that's why we just went with it.
Yeah, also, too, a co-podcast. We're starting the Whiskey Chronicles, sponsored by Team Whiskey. We got a couple of them recorded, so we're going to use this one as well.
That's Kevin.
Excellent.
Kevin
from
Team Whiskey.
Yeah, out here on the Newman farm.
Out there on the Newman farm.
Killing
doing a little
some
whitetail hunting and a little whiskey drinking.
There you go. We've got Whiskey Kenny down there.
Boom.
Hell yeah. Love it.
The one, the only Captain Mark Newman.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a little carried away.
You're El Capitan.
The captain, and we got the doctor.
And then Mr.
The doctor's over there cleaning deer
Coach
right now.
Matt Newman.
So.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
The thickness. So, anyhow, it's been a great weekend. We've had a lot of fun being out here, tearing up the farm.
Let's go with Justin's kill tonight.
Yeah. Justin,
jump on. And, jump
so this
on.
is Kevin's son, Justin.
What's going on, guys? Team Whiskey here.
Yeah.
So we're hunting earlier today. It was a little windy, rainy, snowy.
Shitty day.
Actually,
deer
a lot
hunt.
more windy than rainy.
Yeah, it was horrible for whitetail hunt. It was tough.
So we said, let's go back, do a fresh start in the morning, and wound up coming back to the farm, and it was able
Caught one slipping.
I took Justin on a little secret mission across the street.
Little headshot from 100 yards. And
a beautiful headshot at 100 yards.
Now we're skinning it out right now.
Yeah. It's over there hanging right now in the shed. But,
gotta like the no waste of meat.
Yeah, no waste of meat. It's delicious. How could you ruin a backstrap or a rib? Now you got it all, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
Yeah, and the two front shoulders. Usually you lose a front shoulder or two, or at least pieces of them.
Yep. Neck shots and head shots, people.
I had a guy one time when I was whitetail fitting, and he came up with a pastor, and they wouldn't watch anything other than the Weather Channel. And the old guy that they brought up with him, he knew every chick on that Weather Channel. It was kind of creepy. I was like, damn, you know about where she was from and shit like that. But they're like, no, we don't. And they had an 18-year-old son, but they were good people, and they didn't drink or cuss.
So I'm sure that was a hard weekend for you.
Yeah. So, hey, I tell you what, it was cheap. I provide provisions for them. They didn't drink at all.
Yeah, there you go.
And so I got the guy onto.
So the opposite of this weekend.
Yeah. So I got the guy, and he's like, I knew where these bucks were coming through, and he's like, yeah. He goes, I just saw. He goes, 60 yards, biggest buck I ever saw. He goes, I said, why didn't you shoot it? He goes, all I had was a neck shot. And I was like, again, why didn't you shoot it?
Right.
And he's like, I didn't think it'd kill us. He got a 50 caliber muzzleloader. That new muzzleloaders are pretty darn accurate. Shoot 50 caliber bullet, you hit it in the neck, it's game over.
Yeah. I know a guy out in Kansas shot as a buddy of mine's cousin. He shot a deer in the neck like that monster, but that's the only shot he had. It's a monster deer, beautiful deer.
Yeah.
But it was like a 250-yard shot like that.
And some of
the neck dropped it.
Some of the old timers that used to use 165 grain broadheads, they used to try to shoot them in the rear leg to get the femoral artery to bleed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they didn't have enough to punch through.
Huh.
Yeah. I know that you're as a broadhead hunter, you're nowhere near the neck. Stay away from it, especially on a buck. You won't do enough damage.
Yeah.
So
you'd have to be shooting some heavy. I mean, you could spine one. You would have to.
The high neck it.
I mean,
I'm
I
saying,
wouldn't.
like straight
Yeah.
front shot.
Even with the expanding ones?
Yeah, like
The expand ones would be worse, I would
be
think.
worse.
Yeah.
You'd want a heavy ass grain, shooting some major poundage. You
Right,
might be
yeah,
able to
I guess
break
that
a
makes sense.
vertebrae and drop a
Yes,
deer with a bow.
You could high neck them.
I would think. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
You know.
I mean,
So
you hit the jugular or something. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you hit something that's gonna bleed them.
It's gonna like
Sure.
look.
I mean,
yeah.
So
yeah,
that leads to the the buck that I shot yesterday. It was a bad shot. In my opinion, it was a bad shot.
let's just say you hit the center of the target.
Yeah, right, exactly. It was and I think I it's hard after coming off a boat after 28 days and
Oh,
you
yeah.
get one night of shooting and then next morning you got to go hunting.
Yeah.
I ain't shot my bow for 28 days.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get to shoot one time and then I'm like, okay, and I jump in the stand. So, I don't know about, I try to get over the phase of visualizing on the rack and freak. You know what I mean? Like, I've done past that phase. Like, I
Yeah.
can tell when it's a good deer, and I don't get focaled on the rack to where you get the fever and shit. So
yeah.
Start,
You know,
look-
it
you
does
start looking to
happen.
kill
Yeah.
it.
yeah, the longer you look at them. So I think I underestimated the shot instead of going through my steps like I should have. And I felt myself pull as soon as I released, and I was like, fuck. I already knew it was a bad shot.
Yeah, but you got it.
I got lucky. I caught the liver, maybe a little bit of the
Got some
spleen and some guts.
liver, and that was good.
The deer went 100, 150 yards. And the funny thing is this was just brought to my attention by the neighbors. They said, "Oh, you got the one-eyed buck," and I'm thinking to myself, "The one-eyed buck? That's that one I hunted last year. I hunted this deer for 2 weeks last year. I didn't even show you this stuff. So I hunted this deer for 2 weeks last. That's the one. Remember me telling you about that? And I was like, I'll never
Missed
hunt it.
it low.
I shot over its back.
Oh,
it was
over
40, and I really didn't. That's when I started researching about arrow. I'm horrible at words.
Trajectory.
Trajectory, yeah.
Trajectory.
Arrow trajectory.
Yeah.
So like, if you're shooting downhill, like we talked about, you want to aim under
Lower.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't. I never really even. See, I'm learning all the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. So, I knew it was 40 yards. I used my 40-yard pin. I shoot over this deer's back. I was heartbroken.
They make rangefinders.
I know Miguel has
My
one.
rangefinder tells you the actual.
Right, Miguel has one too.
Range.
Yeah,
I
what do they
got
call it? Where it'll
It does the
compensate for
depth.
the.
Yeah.
It does the
Yeah.
depth
Yeah.
change.
Hey Miguel, what
It's triangulation is what it's doing.
the rangefinder?
I got one right here.
Oh, the angle compensation?
Yep.
Angle compensation. Okay, that's what we're looking for.
BTO angle compensation rangefinders.
Right. So
It's in my blind.
yeah, it was pretty cool. And I mean, like I said, that was a hard lesson I learned, just like most of the lessons I learned in life. But
It's the only ones you really truly learn.
yeah,
And remember.
right. Those are the ones that stick with you. That's what I tell guys when I'm training to drive a boat. I like seeing them get in trouble because that's when it's going to stick with them. You know what I mean? So
Cousin Kevin,
Ain't that the
not
truth.
Kevin from Team Whiskey, Kevin, is back here videotaping, and cousin Kyle is learning how to carve up his first deer.
Yeah, how's Justin get lucky? Kills 2 deer and they get a
Doesn't even
skin
have
for
to
him.
do
Got it.
anything. Yeah.
That's how I do.
Yeah,
I set everything up and make it happen.
that's good.
So, where are we at in this process?
I think we need more whiskey.
Yeah, there we go.
hell yeah, that's what Team Whiskey is all about. Actually, this is a great weekend. I'm hoping that you guys can get on a. Miguel's seen a shooter buck, but you guys haven't even seen a shooter buck
We
yet.
haven't seen a
I
buck.
haven't even seen one yet.
I know.
We've seen some
Which I
little
can't
does.
believe it. You especially looking over those 2 ridges that you haven't seen one just chasing a doe.
Just 2 does and
And even where you're at in the hut, that's what in the morning we got to figure out something.
So,
Yeah.
I think you two ought to split up for sure.
I think one thing for
It's gonna be a
sure.
good
One thing
morning.
for sure.
Yeah, I'm
Tomorrow's
having a
going to
good
be a better
feeling
morning
tomorrow.
because it's going to be.
Oh, it's gonna be
it's-
cold.
The wind is in single digits. The wind's been in double digits, and whenever it's like that,
It's gonna be still.
there's
and
not
it's
going to
gonna
be a
cold.
lot of the big boys out.
no.
No,
They're like,
just laying low
they know.
right.
They ain't got nothing else better to do than wait.
That's right.
That's right.
You know, and in the morning it's going to be cold. It's going to be below freezing. It's going to be, like you said, still. The weather, you know, it's going to be calm.
Yep.
It's going to be. It's going to be.
Yeah,
a
the
warm-
wind.
Down for a day. They're going
then
to be
that,
walking, feeding.
Then that trailer, my
I know,
2x4 wedge came out. It did it again.
Wobbled back.
Yeah, we got a little.
So we started sitting on either
flip over.
sides to try to
It's a fucking roller coaster,
cat her
baby.
Well, we contemplated about hunting like that but then we were like, we'll just sleep.
Standing in a recliner. The chairs are nice, though, aren't
Yeah.
That's all right. Do you know I took
know-
a piss in a tree stand tonight, and I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride too. Like, woo!
Oh, and that once that plywood gets slick up there, that old plywood, that's like a skate. I guess like a skating rink
Yeah,
right
it gets
there.
dangerous. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's what.
What the hell?
We're
you
going
know?
to get a change of scenery. I'm going to take you, I think, up to my great uncle's farm
All right.
in the morning. I'm going to put him in the big tall stand. He's going to go over by the ball field with me.
Ooh, you're gonna have some luck. You guys are. It's that big stand. So, if the 10-pointer comes out, take him. Please do that for me, because I missed him already this year.
He's
So,
a nice deer.
he's
There's
a
some nice deer up
good
there.
deer.
You know,
It'd be a change of scenery.
you know,
Something
deer
different.
do
You've been hunting
move.
that same stand.
Deer do
Justin,
move.
They
I mean,
moved
they.
5 miles.
Do you want to go back to the Grand
They
Line?
got a 5-mile.
Or do you want
But you know,
change the
radius.
for the most part,
I
they'll stay in the
don't
same.
know. I'm having a good feeling
And this
about
guy's
that
happy.
place. For
Guaranteed.
some
Stay-
reason.
he's
I mean,
happy.
it's
You can
set
go
up
down
for you.
to
I
corn.
mean, I think it's.
Then you can come back.
I think it's just about timing there. I think if you spend enough time in that ground
Yeah.
line, a buck's gonna come chasing a doe somewhere along one of those ridges.
Well, I walked down a little bit earlier to go check that, see if I got the doe or not. And I walked all the way down in there, and I was like, this is an awesome area.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It just
That's
looks
what I'm
like the
saying.
biggest funnel area. That,
Yeah. Oh,
And then there's the pond, but I haven't seen one deer
Yeah.
drinking out of that pond.
There's turkeys that like to live down there too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd
they
hit a
love that
turkey if I
area.
saw it.
Yeah. I saw 12 last night.
Yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, they were roosting.
So I got to
It's the
figure out
coolest
where I
thing.
want to put Justin at, where you can get a good shot. Unless you want to get in the hut. You want to try something new? Okay.
Yeah, we just got to pull out of here at
I
noon,
might put
though.
him in that tall stand behind Kyle's.
That'd be good.
You'll have a big wide range to shoot from.
Yep.
I've
Be
seen
good.
some nice deer come through there. I killed a nice 10-pointer out of that stand
Mm-hmm.
a few years ago. Rattled him in. He come in hot.
You gotta
He was snort wheezing. That's the first time I ever heard a snort wheeze.
you gotta put the shooter where there's some long shots.
That's right. That's right.
The head shooter.
I'm gonna
His
hit
mom
the
was worried at
reductions,
first. His
Shoot
first
him
couple
again.
deer he shot in the head, and she was like, the next deer he shot, she goes, "Did he shoot it in the head?" She was like worried. I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "I thought there might be something wrong with him shooting him
Justin.
in the head."
And
I was like, "No, I told him to save the meat."
Yeah, that's where you want to hit him.
Hell yeah.
Hit them old nannies in the head. I hit one
Love
a couple years ago. She was running with my 308, that one that you're hunting with. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was dead sprint. I was swinging on her, and I actually led her too much. I was actually trying to hit her, blow her front shoulder out so she'd stop, or in the neck or something. I was trying,
Yeah.
and I over swung on her. I hit her right in the eyeball, just like that.
Was that one?
All I see, it looked like she did a backflip. I was like,
Oh,
damn.
this one straight dropped to the ground.
Yeah.
When
No,
Justin
that was a
shot
hell of
it.
a shot,
Oh yeah,
man. He
headshot.
destroyed her.
That don't have to worry about a blood trail.
Not at all. Look down.
Yeah.
We're good.
Once you find the brain splatter.
Yeah,
it's-
she was
it's-
kind of flailing.
Yeah, I'm having a little
bit,
trouble
so
with
we
your
waited.
308
We waited
today.
about 2 or 3 minutes. And then we walked
Missing
up.
deer, blowing my eardrums out,
I know. You got to get the feel.
misfiring.
Yeah.
I wonder why you keep yelling,
You
Ken.
got to slam it back. You got to.
I'm having a little trouble getting it in there. But
Yep,
Yeah.
that too.
You got to
But-
make sure she slams shut.
yeah, my right eardrum's still ringing.
That grandma doesn't do no justice either. When you fire off a gun in a blind,
Oh, it was like
Oh, yeah.
deafening. I couldn't hear for a good minute. I'm like, uh-oh, this
How's
isn't
the-
cool.
How's the weather to you boys?
The weather?
In Indiana.
Just how I remember it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like
you're
Ohio.
from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You know,
Ohio.
Greg.
Yeah, both of these guys.
Oh,
grew up
Kenny's
here.
from Ohio too.
Yeah,
Columbus.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's Joe Burrows, his cousin.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's my younger brother.
Yeah, yeah, his brother. That's what. No. But he said, I said, what's your last name? He said, Burrows. I was like, you related to the quarterback?
He said no.
No, he says his younger brother.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was like kind of a local celebrity down there in Cincinnati.
Oh, I bet.
Sweet.
They saw my neighbor, like, hey.
Mr. Burrows.
Hey, we got VIP for you. Come on in.
Hang out in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny how fame, like, just being able to throw a football.
I know. It's crazy, ain't it?
It is. You got one job. Don't
Yeah.
mess it up.
I mean, it's more than that, but
Yeah.
he's a good guy though. It seems like everything that I can see about.
But
that
I
guy.
see where you're going. I mean, I understand.
You
like,
know, and it's
a
like,
game.
Yeah,
And you got guys out here that are actually building the economy
yeah.
instead of it doesn't
Yeah.
make much sense
Right.
to me
They're
either.
a little backwards.
entertainers.
Yeah, they're
ladies and gentlemen.
entertainers.
Yeah.
They're
But-
entertainers.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna. I mean, I want to see everybody make their money, but
It has gotten ridiculous though.
the seats.
I feel sorry for the owners because like where's that shit end?
That's where it's
No
bad. Yeah, the
idea.
owners.
You know,
That's-
where does it end? I mean, everybody's
Well,
like,
that's
oh,
why
the
you gotta
owners are
pay 'em.
making the money, but you know they're all making money.
Yeah,
they
that's
wanna
why.
make
That's
more
why
money.
it costs
Yeah.
$100 for nosebleed seats at a Bengals game.
Yeah.
You can't. That's
That's
why.
it?
That's why. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, man.
That's why Urban Meyer's having a little trouble over there.
Urban Meyer's
Jacksonville.
having a little trouble because he likes to go out. Urban Meyer likes to
Yeah.
party.
He was actually at my friend's bar.
Was it?
Yeah,
That
he was sitting there with two of my friends, Chris Corso
You guys ever seen
and
Predator?
Schottenstein. Huh?
You ever seen Predator?
Predator.
Movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Look behind you. It's the scene in
you
the
go.
building.
Yeah, my kid just
Oh,
dressed.
where they're all
Dead
hanging.
bodies.
Yeah.
My kid just dressed up as Predator for Halloween this
Oh,
year.
there you go.
Really?
That you have that costume?
Yeah, it was hard to. We kind of made some of it, and it was hard.
Who's that?
That's Holly.
Yeah, she was. This is where she usually parks.
Wants to
but
pull in here.
Uh,
Oh.
We're cleaning dude.
Mama's home.
It's all good.
I need to get going here soon too. I
Yeah.
gotta drive back to Indy.
You got to drive back to Indy, but we wanted to shoot off the first podcast, and
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny how the connection, the whole social media. We started seeing you.
Oh yeah.
I kept seeing the pictures. I was like, damn, that shit looks so familiar.
Yeah.
It looks so familiar.
The
And,
best part of Team
yeah,
Whiskey and Brothers Bond, and it's just,
it's just
it's
just
just people
clicks,
who are
man. We're just average people that like to
not-
do. How do you say it? You say it a good way,
I say ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
that's
Yeah.
right.
you know.
I mean, not everybody's doing what we do, It's like, and the thing about our ambassadors, they all have that crazy, unique skill set. Like,
They got the
like we got, chicks that rebuild trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not normal.
No, not at all. But it's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a diverse group.
yeah.
That's what I like
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you won't see, you got, like you said, people working on trucks. You got people off roading. You got
Yeah.
people hunting. You
Yeah.
got people. I
Yeah.
mean,
Everything, man.
Yeah, it reaches everybody.
I
and
definitely want to thank you for having us, man.
definitely
Anytime.
thank for.
You guys already know that. Anytime.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Definitely.
I want to see y'all. Walk away.
I think tomorrow morning is going to be a really good morning.
I'm having
I
a
just,
great feeling about tomorrow.
Weather dictates a lot when
It does.
in hunting.
And it ain't been perfect,
No.
Like
But
I
for
said,
it not
that's
being
hunting.
perfect, there's been success. So
there has been success. Yeah,
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
does down, we got a buck down.
yeah,
It's all good.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah.
buck for sure.
yeah. Hopefully, I killed another big one. I got 2 more tags to fill, so I'm gonna hit the reduction zone in the morning, and then I'm headed
reduction.
over to Kentucky. So I got my Kentucky tag to fill. So hopefully, I'll kill 2 more bucks. But yeah,
yeah, Kentucky. I had a good little
my
place.
time of year.
I had a little slice of heaven for deer hunting there in Kentucky for a while. I mean, we never really hunted. All it was just 50 acres of woods.
that's all this is. It's 40
And
acres.
it was right along the Kentucky River, so it had
This is-
Kentucky River frontage.
So you were down by Carrollton then, kind of.
I was past that,
Yeah.
so
'Cause I
I was
crossed
by
the
Perry
Kentucky
Park.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm over.
where you are then.
This is the
Yeah.
Ohio River bottoms.
Yeah.
Is where we're at in Kentucky.
Yeah, across the
kinda.
river was Henry County.
Okay.
This was Owen County.
Yeah. Owen County.
Owen
Yeah.
County.
Yeah,
There's some giants down in
Yeah.
around Glencoe, Kentucky.
yeah. It has gotten crazy though. I mean, with the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
deer hunting, it's gotten
It's picked up.
You know, we were talking. It's like
That's
I
why
miss the days when you didn't have cameras, because then you never knew what would walk in front of you. So every day was really exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
had no idea.
you're like, oh, we're all out here trying to. I'm going to hunt this 110 point. We're all hunting a specific deer.
See, that's what happened to me. Yeah. That's what happened to me last year. You know, I spent 2 weeks hunting the deer I actually killed this year, and I didn't even realize it was the deer I killed. You know, and then my neighbor sent me pictures like, you shot the one-eyed buck. And I was like, okay, that's the one I missed last year. I started looking through my old pictures and stuff, and I was like, damn, that's the deer I missed last year.
Yeah.
So I hunted this deer for 2 weeks last year. I got one shot. That's what I was telling you. I missed him, you know.
Yeah.
And then
He did. He went
this
to-
year, I didn't even realize it was that deer until they started. They were like, they looked at the picture and seen the eyeball popped out,
He
and
went
they
to
sent
the
me
same
some.
stand on repeat just to try and get that deer.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, for 2 weeks I hunted that son of a bitch. And then I said after that, I was like, I'll never get hung up on one deer ever again.
Oh, Green Bay touchdown.
The green bean touchdown.
I'm over here watching the game.
Oh, there you go.
No wonder you haven't been seeing deer. You've been watching football.
I'm
all
watching
weekend.
football.
That's what makes a great podcast. Hell yeah.
But that's like you're saying though, like, you know, before cameras and stuff, people wouldn't get hung up on one deer because they didn't know what they were shooting. They didn't know what was
Yeah,
going
I
to
mean,
come
you
through.
might have seen some guys, you know, used to go spotlight at night, see what's out in the field, but, you know, I know enough that not every deer is going to walk out in the field.
No.
Some deer are not going to walk out in the field.
No.
No, not at all.
Especially in them old.
They might skirt the edge of it, but they're not going to walk out in the middle
Sneaky
of it.
little ninjas, man.
Yeah,
You had the Yeti story last night. You remember that?
yeah.
That was great. So he
Let's
should
hear it.
fill you in on the Yeti story.
Yeah, let's hear it.
His theory on Yetis.
Well,
Come on.
if I just think that, you know, you see every time people get on big deer, a lot of time, even in these areas, they disappear. And where they go? Like everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody's out there hunting. So to think that if
not
there
a
was an
Sasquatch.
animal that was nocturnal,
right.
it's like flying squirrels, man. How many flying squirrels have you really seen?
None.
There's a whole forest full of them out there.
Well, we haven't seen one.
I know.
Yeah.
Because they're nocturnal.
I'll tell you something really funny though. My buddy in Alabama used to have one as a pet, and it'd fly around his trailer all the time. When we used to run around Alabama, yeah. Tommy's brother Derek.
It
Yeah.
ever landed in your hair?
No, but it'd be like it was chaos. Yeah.
But anyway, you know, I've seen moose, and then just watch them disappear and not make a noise.
And that's crazy.
Yeah,
You
as
know,
big an animal,
yeah.
they look like Clydesdales.
You know,
out there,
and to think that like a primate that would be nocturnal, and then, you know, there are signs of primates in Africa that they take when somebody dies and they take them, like they move them. Now
And they bury him.
they don't like necessarily bury them, but they will remove the
'em
body. Yeah,
somewhere,
they'll
yeah.
take them somewhere, and you know.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, for me, you know, for them, there's no physical proof, but then there's that guy in Idaho, and he spent his life studying footprints, and he's like, I've got these footprints from all over the world, and it's showing that there's something walking around out there with big giant feet.
Yeah.
Our friend Stampa, he's a firm believer. He actually was on a TV show on one of the Discovery channels that came into Carson City. Went down and talked with him, and
Yeah.
he's a firm believer.
Yeah. I'll tell you the guy, I wish he would have showed up. The guy I'm training in the wheelhouse, Steve-O is what they call him. He swears he's seen one in Cairo.
Yeah, well,
Cairo, I mean, you never know what you're going to see in Cairo. You ever been to Cairo, Illinois? Down there where the Ohio River meets?
That's a great town.
It used to be a booming. At one time, it was supposed to be like the Chicago because it was right where the Ohio River dumps in and Mississippi meet.
yeah, we saw one time we were out, and there was I don't know, that rock was probably, 800 pounds? Me and Justin, we saw in the middle of nowhere. Something picked it up and flipped it over. I don't know what the fuck it was, but something did.
Yeah. You never know what's out there, man.
You know?
what I mean?
You know,
really don't.
and then, you know, if you ever go up in that part of northwest California in like Humboldt County, the Trinity Shasta Alps up there, you see how deep those valleys, how much forest is in there, man. It's
Dude,
hard
you don't know
telling what's
what's
in
on
there.
That's right.
It's hard telling what's in
yeah.
there.
Just
Like,
think of
you know, I mean, besides a bunch of like weed being grown,
yeah.
you know, watch
That-
it
they
and
did
tread
make it.
lightly there.
Yeah, right. There was a
More.
series about that, right? Wasn't there? There was,
Yeah, it was.
that was really happening, though.
Drug
It's
County,
always
right?
happening up there.
Yeah.
It's still happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they, have
They
their
just
own-
took
they
they
have
just
their
took
own
one down
government,
right near our house.
Pretty much.
Yeah. There used to be, I used to know.
Something like 1,000 plants or something crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what they do is they like get grow houses.
Yeah.
And then they grow it outdoors. I mean, up there,
Right.
you ever get on that coast up there on, you know, stuff grows all year round because even
Right,
though it's
for
even
weather.
never gets
Environment
really
for it.
warm,
Yeah,
it never gets really, really cold.
Yeah.
perfect for it.
So like, you know how you plant in patience and they grow and they die.
Uh-huh.
Well, they'll grow like they'll just continue growing.
Yeah.
All right, we got the guts out of the deer.
Yummy.
You guys are hearing the background noise. That's
Yeah.
the guys over skinning.
That wasn't a
the headshot.
toilet.
Yeah. That wasn't a toilet. They ain't dumping. They're just dumping the guts out of a deer. Don't worry.
Neither one is pretty, but just so
Still
you know.
smells the same too.
Like, I
We're
leave
gonna
it-
shoot another one tomorrow night too. Hopefully we'll have some bucks hanging tomorrow. But
Yeah, I
we'll have to
gotta
get
go to
Matt
work.
via. Well,
Yeah.
we'll get you on via phone.
That's what happens when
we're
you're the
gonna have
boss,
to hurry 'cause
man.
we gotta get
Gotta
out of
go
here
to
by
work.
noon.
Sorry,
Oh, you
ladies
guys
and
are
gentlemen.
you guys are leaving at noon tomorrow?
I have to at least.
He has to. So
I
he's
gotta
got to
fly
get the
out.
morning. We're gonna get the morning. I'm gonna take him and then
I was
come
hoping
back
to
and
get
do
back
the evening.
by
and
9
then
with a
probably
big old
leave
buck.
next day.
Have enough time to
Okay.
skin it. And
You guys stay as
Meet
long
it
as you
out.
want. I want
Yeah.
to see y'all kill a big buck before y'all get
you
out.
guys gonna come back?
When? Oh yeah. More than
Drop me
likely,
off,
I
come
mean,
back?
unless we, you know,
And
shoot, I mean, we're
for all
standing
that
by
matters,
a pile of deer tomorrow morning.
if you're, I can run him over to the airport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you guys, if you
It's
guys,
not far.
If you
How
guys
far is
wanna
there?
hunt, 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Oh, it's only
CBG's
20 minutes.
yeah,
We were thinking it was
CBG's
like an
only 20
hour.
Nah, you're flying out of
which one?
Cincinnati,
You flying
right?
out of
Yeah.
Cincinnati?
Yeah, it's
I
like
fly
20,
at
25
2:30,
minutes.
so
Yeah.
What time?
2:30.
2:30? Hell, you can be there at 1 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take you over. If they want to hunt all day, I'll run you over.
All right.
It ain't no big deal.
Figure give me enough time to go shoot a big buck tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
You guys
They get to
skin it up
skin
for
it.
me.
Hey, I'll take care of it. Hey,
happening.
that's part of coming to the farm. You know how many deer I've cleaned for people?
This is awesome.
Hey, it doesn't bother me at
Full
all.
service here, buddy.
Man,
Hey,
that's all you got to do.
I
Just kill
return the
one.
favor.
We had great Mexican food this morning.
Yeah.
I was
Miguel?
loving it.
Miguel.
Yeah,
that was some
Miguel.
killer
We gotta
food.
get
Miguel.
Hey, Miguel.
Cooking
Jump-
up some excellent food this morning.
Yeah.
You're explaining.
chilaquiles.
Jump on. Yeah. What? Hold on, you gotta get close to the mic, and tell who you are and your 11-pointer and.
Okay. I'm a 11-pointer, and I cooked some badass breakfast with these guys. It was chilaquiles
How bad was
pastor.
it?
and chorizo.
He's a tall, dark, and handsome Mexican.
That's right. He's a good dude. If you want to look him up, give him a follow. He's up.
11-pointer outdoors.
Yeah, you'll
is
find him on
his
Instagram.
handle.
I think you got a Facebook page too or something, don't you,
Yeah,
Miguel?
it's on there too. Same thing.
Yeah. So
11-pointer outdoors.
Yeah.
He's good old
good
boy.
people. Good
We
people,
went and
man.
coyote hunted with him last year in the
Dude, it was
fucking negative 30s.
We was up in Chicago. It was like
Negative 30.
wind chill was
Oh,
like
it was
negative
awful.
30, negative 40. There
Where,
was like
where
3
are you hunting
feet of
in
snow.
the Chicago city limits?
No, we
No,
was outside.
we
We was
outside.
actually on the Indiana side. It was just outside of Chicago. But we was way up on the north side.
It's like
Yeah.
ice fishing in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it was like that. It was, it was like that.
You guys ever seen, where what's that movie?
I seen the way they ice fish in Wisconsin. You guys sit in huts with heaters.
National
Come on.
Lampoons.
What are you talking
Remember
about?
National Lampoons when the daughter's eyes freeze? That's pretty much what happened.
Dude, it was brutal.
No. Here's how we do it. I have a little lake cabin up there. We go drill about 12 holes, which you're not really supposed to do, all over the lake. Watch it every hour or two.
You know this is-
Go
you know
jump
this
in our
is going-
side by side or snowmobiles and go check each one, see if a tip up went up.
You run the tip ups in? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do all the tip ups.
So
But we're
when
not
you gonna
supposed to leave
invite
it
us?
unattended,
Hey,
but we do.
I see we're returning hunts here. See, this is what this is all about.
Yeah.
I'm coming to Wisconsin. We're ice
Let's
fishing.
do it.
I've been putting in for
We got a
a
great
bear
little fishing
draw
cabin
for 8
right
years.
there.
I should be getting my bear tag. If you know anybody that does bear hunts in Wisconsin, Black
You can
bear.
buy a over-the-counter
My
bear
wife's
tag in
brother does,
California.
or it
I know.
has.
No, there you go.
do you know where I can kill one?
Well, we can't bait them, but
That's the only thing. Yeah, I know. That's what sucks about it.
I would like to talk to Homewood and see if they'd let us take a walk up there because.
Dude, hey, I seen him firsthand.
I know.
I was gonna gut it with a knife. You know, I thought, man, this ain't Sergeant.
Mona Lisa was telling me they were doing the team course the second day, and everybody's like milling about. And she's like, a bear, and they're like, no, that's next target. And she's like,
no,
she's like, no,
It's a real
bear.
It was, and this one was a big one.
Dude,
The one at the cabin wasn't too bad.
Tyler, you just
The
throw a
one
bag
at
of
the
garbage
Target,
out there.
he was, or she.
Well, there's one they claim walk around there is like getting up 600, 700, 800
I
pounds.
don't know if it was that big, but I'd say that some bitch is every bit of 350.
They call him Homie.
Pounds.
Oh,
He lives in Homewood.
He's eating all the
Homie
garbage,
from
huh?
Homewood.
He's loving the garbage.
Yeah, I'd say this one was probably every bit of
Yeah.
350, 400.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was a big.
Yeah,
it was a
Tyler,
big
you just
thing.
sit on your deck, throw a bag of garbage out, and wait for him.
Yeah.
He'll
And
be
it
there.
wasn't even- It was
He'll
more of
be
a
there.
brown, you know. It
Yeah,
looked
they're different
I
colors.
know.
They're red and they're blonde.
Yeah, they're
and-
beautiful.
Black bears come in all different colors.
Yeah, mine, the one I shot
some
had
are
a blonde
huge. They're
streak.
all
It was
different.
brown.
Huge out there.
And the pigmentation, the brown pigmentation went into its claws.
So
its
you
claws
shot-
were brown.
You shot one?
Yeah,
Have you?
That's cool.
And Cali, or
yeah.
did you? Hell yeah, that's awesome.
That was my double buck in the morning, bear in the evening day.
You shot really?
Yeah.
Let's hear a story. Tell the story real quick.
Well, we've been, we kind of, like I said, we set up cameras early, kind of find out. If you get pictures of them at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's not really helping you.
No.
Because that
they're
means
gonna be gone.
that means they're somewhere else during when you can hunt them. So once we start finding pictures of where they're walking around during the day, then we come back and set up tree stands. So we had tree stands set up. And we had tree stands set up and all over. I shot this buck in the morning. And it wasn't nothing big, but it was one we had on camera. My first California deer had an earring in it. It had the California State Department.
Yeah. Little tag.
That's why I called my buddies. I was like, man, these California deer wear jewelry.
Wearing jewelry.
That's
Hell
fitting.
yeah.
I didn't even realize they did that. So they tagged their deer.
Yeah.
out there?
Deer.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. But
Yeah.
anyway, so
I didn't
then
even
we,
know about
Yeah.
that.
so then
Whole other
Justin came over with his
Tomorrow.
buddy, and then we dressed it and quartered it, took it back to the truck, and then Justin accidentally cut me pretty good, and him and his buddy were like, "You need to
Was
go
it an
get some
accident, or-
stitches," and I'm like, "Nah, dude, I'm not getting stitches. Like it's hunting season, dude. Low blood."
Ain't gonna kill you.
Yeah.
That's
Little
right.
duct
So we
tape.
went
That's
and got some super glue.
Just
I
need
had
some
it.
duct tape and super glue.
I had it
Heard
sealed up, and then I told Justin, I said, since we, you've been there. There's a lot of bears in the area.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So since we just dropped his guts right here, why don't you just hunt by this tree stand? There's probably going to be a bear come walking through here,
Right.
possibly. So he climbed up in my tree stand. I went to his tree stand, and then I don't know, like probably
You guys are
about a
probably-
mile and a quarter apart.
you can't give all your secrets away because
But-
most people out west don't hunt out of tree stands.
No. So I went to his, and then I heard something coming, and I was like, oh, shit, that's a bear. And I was like, there was no shot to that side because we were really planning to shoot, and so it was all thick over there. And he jumped up on this dead cedar tree that was probably like 3.5, 4 feet tall. It was an old one.
He just stood on it.
And we started walking down it like nobody's business. Toot, toot, toot. And he got directly down with me, stopped and stood up and went. And he turned around and was coming back. And I was like, holy shit, he's coming back. I got to figure out a way to get a shot. And so I saw one window that was, I don't know, about like that, like what you try to throw a football through.
Yeah.
And I had, the only way I could get to it was down on one knee in a tree stand. So I got down on one knee.
So hold on, I might have missed it. So this is rifle or
Bow.
bow?
It's a bow.
So you killed
Yeah.
2 bucks and a bear with a bow.
A buck and a bear with a bow.
Same
A buck
day.
and a bear with a bow.
Public
Which
land.
is unheard of in
California.
California. That's unheard of.
That's awesome.
So I got down on one knee and I was
That's
like,
some Midwest guys.
and I
Right.
I tried to stop them, but bears, they're not really too afraid of much
No.
sound. I mean, sometimes they'll like stop and look at you, and that's not
Oh,
good.
they didn't say
Get a
So
little
I
noise.
yelled as loud as I could. I drew and I put my pin right at the beginning of that little zone, and I yelled as loud as I could, and
Just
he didn't even
stop.
flinch.
Yeah.
So
Really?
as soon as
Just
his nose,
kept going?
as soon as his nose hit that little thing, I released it like you're throwing an out pattern to a wide receiver, and he just walked right into it.
And just pop.
No, it hit him and right behind the front, and then he was quartering 2, and it went through diagonally, and then
So you caught one lung And
it was kind of low, so it nicked like the aorta, and then as it went through, it nicked the liver, came out and went through the hind leg, and then stuck in a tree behind it.
Damn.
I was so stoked to find that deer this morning, man. I thought for sure when I let that trigger go, man, you know. Well,
I had a feeling you were going to find it, to be quite honest with you. And actually, you know.
Miguel picked up the blood.
Yeah, see, that, I mean.
We walked the road. He picked up the blood. And then once we got on the blood, we just started circling.
Yeah. That's our new Willow.
New Willow.
That's our new Willow.
That's what. Hey, if you're listening to this, Pat, you're getting. Hey, Willow's gone. We got Miguel.
Hey,
Miguel's our
we're starting a new one. We're going to call it Man vs. Beast. Man won this time.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
Miguel was the bloodhound today.
Miguel, way more sophisticated.
If you would have seen, there's
Big Kenny.
Yeah. Oh, Kenny G's in the house.
How long for are we?
We're shooting a podcast. You want to jump on, tell some stories?
Jump on.
Huh? Come on. I know you got plenty of stories.
Were you guys out there shooting? Somebody was over there with a Kawasaki.
I know, isn't it great? I feel like a star.
But we, you got the heart?
10-0.
Yeah, we got to eat heart tomorrow. Yeah. I got that one heart in there. You got to clean
For breakfast?
That'd be great.
Before I leave?
Yeah. Yeah, before you we'll come in, we'll eat a good lunch.
Come in at 9 or so.
We'll come in and eat. I doubt we get up early because we got about to go up to the other property. Talk about, 8 minutes drive side by side. About 8 minutes drive. It's not too far. Well, that's just to the property. And Ed, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't nothing like out west.
Somebody's got to get to work tomorrow.
This guy. 28 days off.
All right, well, man, I'm sure we're going to have many more.
Oh, we're going to do another one tomorrow night.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to whiskey and Brothers Bond. Thanks for listening.
And let's go Brandon.
Yeah, let's go, Brandon.
Go, Brandon.